Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Shloka Day. Today's Shloka, Shloka number 21 of chapter 14. Arjuna Uvacha
Arjuna Uvacha
Kairlingai Strin Gunanetan
Kailingai Strin Gunanetan
Atito Bhavate Prabho
Atito Bhavati Prabhu
Kimacharah Katham Chaitam
Himacharah Katam Chaitam
Strin Gunanati Vartate.
Strin Gunanati Vartade.
Good forward meaning translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Arjunaha Uvacha.
Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna said.
Arjuna said.
Kaihi.
Kalihi.
By which.
By which.
Lingaihi.
Lingaihi.
Symptoms.
Symptoms.
Treen.
Trihin.
Tree.
Three.
Gunan.
Gunan.
Qualities.
Qualities.
Etan.
Etan.
All these.
All these.
Atitaha.
Atitaha.
Having transcended.
Having transcended.
Bhavati.
Bhavati.
Is.
Prabho.
Prabho. O my Lord.
O my Lord.
Kim.
Him.
What. Acharaha.
Acharaha.
Behavior.
Katham.
How. Cha. Also. Etan. These. Treen. Three. Gunan. Qualities. Ativartate. Transcends. Translation. Arjuna inquired, O my dear Lord, by which symptoms is one known, who is transcendental to these three modes? What is his behavior? And how does he transcend the modes of nature? So Prabhupada writes a very short purport to this particular shloka, and then we'll go deeper into this question that Arjuna is asking. In this verse, Arjuna's questions are very appropriate. He wants to know the symptoms of a person who has already transcended the material modes. He first inquires of the symptoms of such a transcendental person, which means in the previous shloka that we covered last week on Friday, the Lord was saying that those who transcend these three modes, they achieve his qualities and they come back to him. So now Arjuna is curious. How do they go about doing this? How do these individuals transcend the three gunas? He first inquires of the symptoms of such a transcendental person. How can one understand that he has already transcended the influence of the modes of material nature? The second question asks how he lives and what his activities are. Are they regulated or non-regulated? Then Arjuna inquires of the means by which he can attain the transcendental nature. That is very important. Unless one knows the direct means by which one can be situated always transcendentally, there is no possibility of showing the symptoms. So all these questions put by Arjuna are very important, and the Lord answers them. So it's very similar to questions where in the second chapter, Arjuna asks about the symptoms of a person who's a Dridavritha. But now Arjuna is asking questions about the person who has transcended these three modes. So this is the 15th question that Arjuna is asking in the Bhagavad Gita, which is how to transcend the modes. So this is a commentary by His Grace Chaitanya Charitamrita. Toward the end of the 14th chapter, Arjuna asks Krishna, what are the characteristics of those who transcend the modes? And how do they transcend the modes? This question is a natural follow-up to the chapter's explanation of how the modes bind everyone. So we already discovered that the three gunas are holding us back from going back to the spiritual world or from achieving liberation. So Arjuna's question is now, so how do you actually overcome that? What's the process? And for the person who has already accomplished this, how is their conduct? How is their behavior? Krishna answers by describing the internal characteristics, which is in the next two shlokas, 22 and 23, and the external characteristics, which is 24 and 25, of those who have transcended the modes. Then he recommends undeviating bhakti as the means for transcending the modes, which is in 26th shloka. It is in this verse that we find the only occurrence of the compound word Bhakti Yoga. In the entire Bhagavad Gita, the word Bhakti Yoga actually comes in 14.26. Undoubtedly, the theme of bhakti is prevalent throughout the Gita and most emphatically in its middle 6 chapters. Still, what might the singular occurrence of the word here signify? Seen in context, it could underscore the extraordinariness of this Gita declination. Though it explains how we are bound using the Sankhya metaphysical concept of the modes, it emphasizes the means of freedom to be bhakti. So we have to remember the last 6 chapters are about Sankhya Yoga or Jnana Yoga, a much more analytical explanation of this metaphysics of the soul, the super soul, and the relationship between them. So for the Lord to continue to speak about Bhakti Yoga even in the last 6 chapters is quite significant. Given that Sankhya and Bhakti are two distinct traditions in the history of Indian philosophy, this Gita verse stresses that mere intellectual understanding of how the modes entangle is not enough, even if it conveys the gravity of our bondage, which means even if you hear about the three modes and how difficult they are to overcome, the fact that they actually imprison us in this material cosmos, imprison us to all of our material desires. Simply understanding it is not enough. You have to actually put that into practice. The only way you can put it into practice is through bhakti. Mere understanding of philosophy does not help you make any progress. To be free, we need not the vision of the intellect, but the dedication of the heart. So it is the heart that connects you to Krishna. Yes, the Lord says, think of me always. That's the mind is also engaged. But ultimately, bhakti is about feeling for the Lord. Only when we devote ourselves to the Lord, who resides and presides beyond the modes, can we see through and go beyond the modes. So only a connection with Krishna can help you overcome your inner demons and the control that these three modes, the three gunas have on you. Through this declaration, Krishna reiterates his consistent call to Arjuna to do his duty of fighting. If he fights as a devotional service, he won't be bound by the modes, but will be liberated. So it's an astounding understanding that one can fight on behalf of Krishna. One can literally kill on behalf of Krishna and still be liberated, not be bound by karmic reactions. Because here the Lord wants Arjuna to do his duty of fighting. Killing is restricted to a certain administrative class of people, the Kshatriyas. So this does not mean all of us can go around killing and say we are doing it on behalf of Krishna. No, there's got to be a legitimate reason, a legitimate purpose, and the right person who has the authority to do that. Arjuna's question about the way to transcend the modes paves the way for Krishna to establish the preeminent position of bhakti as the means for both ultimate liberation and immediate action. So Arjuna has asked these questions. So tomorrow we have to cover, whole set of shlokas because the shlokas all come together. 5 shlokas in combined together by Prabhupada to explain and where the Lord is actually giving the answers to these questions put forth by Arjuna. So, what are the questions Arjuna is asking? One is the symptoms of a person who has overcome the 3 gunas. Second question is what is his behavior? Third question is how did he conquer the 3 gunas? What did he do? So, for this, the Lord will answer in the next 5 shlokas. So, this is the essence of Arjuna's question. A good student pays attention and asks questions. That's the whole purpose of having a relationship between guru and disciple. It's for the disciple to ask doubts and clarify any vestiges of faith or lack of faith that they have in this process.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.